I have significant concerns about third-party financing of litigation in the United States, particularly regarding the tax treatment of the profits derived from it. Currently,
today's hearing featuring IRS CEO Frank Bisignano before the House Ways and Means Committee brings into focus some of the biggest questions surrounding tax administration, government efficiency, and public trust. Right from the start, the atmosphere is serious and expectant. Lawmakers are not just there for formalities, they are looking for clear answers. This is because the IRS plays a critical role in the daily lives of Americans, from collecting taxes to enforcing compliance, and even delivering key benefits. So naturally, any discussion involving its leadership carries weight. Frank Bisignano presents himself as composed and deliberate. He emphasizes modernization, efficiency, and improving taxpayer experience. One of the key themes in his testimony is the need to upgrade outdated systems. He talks about how technology can help the IRS become more responsive, reduce processing delays, and improve communication with taxpayers. This is especially important considering the long-standing complaints about slow responses and backlog issues. Make sure you listen till the end, otherwise, you might miss it when it cuts off.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd call on Mr. Hern.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Bisignano, thank you so much for being here today. You inherited quite a mess from the Biden administration on the ERTC program. Can you inform this committee on specific steps the IRS is taking right now to expedite review and issuance of refunds to legitimate law-abiding claimants who properly have qualified for the credit or are not involved in fraud or promoter schemes? And how is this being done while protecting the program against improper claims so that compliant small businesses and their employees do not continue to suffer cash flow harm from the unnecessary delays?
We had what I would consider a backlog of over 1 million items, and we deployed the appropriate resource, both from the Compliance Enforcement and Taxpayer Services org. It was a weekly brief to myself and the Treasury Secretary, and as that million and change, it was over 1 million, is less than 29,000 items today, and they are all in the compliance arm being worked on right now, sir.
Thank you. And I have significant concerns about third-party financing of litigation in the United States, particularly regarding the tax treatment of the profits derived from it. Currently, these financiers are claiming capital gains treatment, and I think it's highly questionable, at best, that the unadjudicated assertions of harm constitute capital assets. Would you be willing, your team, to look into how the IRS can work with us on this and on the tax treatment of this practice? You know, it's one thing to participate in our court system. It's another thing to abuse our court system by outside funds that manipulate the system, create partnerships and other forward derivatives to take this on as a capital tax situation when it should be ordinary income.
I will ensure my staff gets with your staff, and we'll report back to you, sir.
I appreciate that. And then one last thing. In a testimony to your predecessor in the prior administration, everybody on this dais agreed that their offices were basically a part of the IRS because our offices were being pinged so many times that we might have been working for the IRS because there were so many complaints about the organization. I want to applaud you because I have had zero people reach out to me during this tax season about the IRS. We've come to know you, both in this committee and elsewhere, that you're sincere about this, you bring your business acumen to this. If anybody on this dais thinks that you don't care about the American people, they don't know who you are. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you on behalf of the American people. As you've adequately said, you're not about passing the buck or casting blame on anybody else. You're here to fix a problem. If we had more people like you in the administration, that in the past and in the current future, this would be an important thing. We need more people in Washington, D.C. that want to solve problems, not create problems. That's all the American people want. They just want problems solved. They don't need more problems created, problems solved. Really appreciate all the work you're doing. Madam Chair, I yield back.
Thank you, sir.
However, committee members don't hold back. Some lawmakers press him on accountability and transparency. They want to know how the IRS plans to ensure fairness in enforcement, making sure that everyday citizens are not unfairly targeted while larger entities or high-income individuals are properly scrutinized. This line of questioning reflects broader public concerns about whether the tax system is truly balanced. Another major point raised during the hearing is funding. There's a clear divide in perspectives. Some members argue that the IRS needs more resources to effectively carry out its duties and modernize its systems. Others are skeptical, questioning how previous funds have been used and whether increased funding will actually lead to better outcomes. Bisignano responds by trying to strike a balance, highlighting the importance of both investment and accountability. As the session continues, there's also discussion about customer service. Lawmakers bring up real-life frustrations, long wait times, difficulty reaching agents, and confusion around tax processes. Bisignano acknowledges these issues and outlines plans to improve accessibility and responsiveness. He stresses that rebuilding public trust starts with making the IRS easier to interact with. The tone of the hearing shifts at moments, becoming more pointed when topics like enforcement practices and data security come up. In today's digital age, protecting taxpayer information is critical, and lawmakers want reassurance that systems are secure. Bisignano reiterates the agency's commitment to safeguarding data, though questions remain about how effectively those protections are implemented. Overall, this hearing is not just about one individual, it's about the direction of the IRS as an institution. It highlights the ongoing tension between the need for modernization and the demand for accountability. It also shows how deeply tax policy and administration are tied to public confidence in government. In the end, Bisignano's testimony paints a picture of an agency in transition, one that is trying to adapt to modern challenges while addressing long-standing criticisms. Whether those efforts will be enough is something lawmakers, and the public, will continue to watch closely. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.